Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Wednesday night. It is October 18th, and it is about 8:25 p.m. as I record this video. Who really did it? Who bombed that hospital in Gaza? I'll go into that a bit. Also, looks like we had another insurrection of sorts. Some would call it an insurrection or a takeover of the United States Capitol today. I'll go into that a little bit. Also, Biden is addressing the nation tomorrow night at 8 p.m. I'll give you my thoughts with that. Also, have a very good passage that I will share with you that is definitely thought-provoking. This was shared in our comments from the last video or the one before that, actually. And you guys are sharing a lot of good passages and verses in the comments. I really appreciate it. Please keep them coming. Good stuff. But first, two things. Ms. Dawg and I had a good day today. We took a day off and just decided to get away from life, the busy life. And we went out to a park out in the country. It's one of our favorite parks. It's called Watson Mill Bridge State Park. So you folks in Georgia, check it out. It's very picturesque. It's kept up very well. The staff is very friendly. The ranger is friendly. And it's just a really nice park. It was on a Wednesday, so it wasn't too crowded. So they have nice walking trails and just a really peaceful place. It's east of Athens, between Athens and I can't remember the name of that town. But anyway, you look it up, you'll see it. So if you're in Georgia or even close by, check it out if you're in the area. On the way back home, we saw a train. I mean, this thing was miles long, this train carrying military equipment, and it was heading east. And this thing, I mean, it had armored personnel carriers, it had trucks, looks like tanker trucks, that's what it looked like. A lot of Humvees, a lot of Humvees. And I don't think I saw tanks on there, but just about everything but that. But that was something else. So makes you think, right? I haven't seen anything like that in a long time. All right. Not that long, not that much. What is going on, y'all? What is going on? Who really did it? The this hospital in the Gaza that they say was struck by an Israeli missile. They're claiming that 500 people died in this thing. Now, this happened last night or early morning. Now, it was reported as an Israeli strike. And it got its desired effect. It's inflamed the whole region. I mean, we have riots and protests everywhere, all over the Middle East, U.S. embassies, and Israeli embassies, and here in the United States. I'll go into that more in a second. But first, this thing. Now, when daylight came today, it looked like a little different story from the footage that I have seen. The hospital is still there. It looks intact. Now, the parking lot looks like it got hit by something, but the building looks okay. So it makes you wonder. And then also there is looks like very good proof from the Israeli side that this was not one of theirs. That they said that they're not targeting hospitals, but the Israeli side is saying that this was a misfire of a rocket coming from the Hamas side. And looking at the footage again, especially in daylight, it does tell a different story from what we initially heard. This is a propaganda war. I mean, too, as well. I mean, all wars have that that element to it, and it's important. But and I was thinking, the airstrikes that Israel is conducting. I mean, they're putting 500-pound, 1,000-pound bombs. I mean, if that hospital got hit by one of them bombs, it wouldn't be there anymore. You'd have a crater, and you would have just remnants of the building, or not much of the building would still be there. Okay. So, I mean, from what we're seeing, this looks like it was not done by the Israeli Defense Force. That's my opinion from what I've seen. Okay. However, they've inflamed the region, so you know they've gotten their desired effect. That's my thoughts on that right there. Now, the capital of the United States was stormed today and taken over and was occupied. I don't know if it still is to this hour, but was occupied by anti-Israel, pro-Palestinian protesters. Hundreds were arrested. You know, I wonder if they'll get long jail sentences as well. Will they become political prisoners? I'm not holding my breath on that. I mean, they took it over. They broke in. They got past security. Looked pretty easy. Protesters also included a group, at least a group of Jewish people. And they're all holding signs along with the other protesters saying ceasefire. And they have the nerve to call it genocide. Ceasefire. So you're saying ceasefire while the other side keeps openly stating that they want to remove you from the face of the earth. They've been saying this for years, and they keep demonstrating their desire to do that. I don't get it. That's not critical thinking. Do they just want to be cool, be the end thing? It's stupid. It's stupid. I mean, it's like if, like 9/11, or like if there was an incursion, an invasion of one of our states by Mexico or Canada and killed thousands and thousands of our people. That would be like me holding up a sign saying, ceasefire, stop, stop. It makes no sense. There's no ceasefire. There shouldn't be. You got to eliminate the threat. I don't get it. I do not get it. Biden is going to address the nation tomorrow night at 8 p.m. They're saying that he's going to address the wars between Russia and Ukraine, and of course the one going on right now in the Middle East with Israel versus just about everybody else in the Middle East. So, and before we're done, it looks like that's going to be the case. I mean, this looks like a biblical setup of Israel versus everybody else, pretty much. Maybe except the United States. Who else is there? On our side, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe nobody else. Maybe that's just biblical. You know, are we seeing the Bible play out right in front of us in real time? I don't know for sure, but it sure looks that way. Now, I'm not a theologian, but you got to admit, I mean, it makes you think at least, is the Antichrist on the scene already? Behind, in the shadows, behind the curtain somewhere. Maybe so, maybe not. But, you know, we really need to prepare. I still say, just kind of like I said in the last video or two, this is going to come to our neighborhood and our doorstep. We've got invasions going on still in the South, our South, thousands a day coming in. If this Middle East thing keeps spiraling the way it is, we could be impacted in many other ways. I was watching a Glenn Beck video, was it last night before? If this thing really just sparks into, just explodes into a full blown, even a regional war, especially with if the Saudis and the oil fields are affected and all that, or even if that's not the case, I mean, shipments stop and business stops, and uh, the I think it's the Strait of Hormuz. If that's interrupted, gasoline will go to $10 a gallon overnight, maybe more. The cost of everything would just skyrocket. But gasoline, There'd probably be shortages like you hadn't seen before, like you've never seen before. So keep preparing. We have to keep preparing best we can. We can't prepare for every single thing, but do what we can, right? All right. I'm going to go to the passage. And Teddy, stop, stop. He's absolutely tearing up. He's tearing up his bed. I guess I got him fired up. All right, I'm going to the passage here. Okay. This is from Zechariah. Zechariah chapter 12, start at verse 7. Says, "And the Lord will give salvation to the tents of Judah first, that the glory of the house of David and the glory of the inhabitants of Jerusalem may not surpass that of Judah. On that day the Lord will protect the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so that the feeblest among them on that day shall be like David, and the house of David shall be like God, like the angel of the Lord going before them. And on that day I will seek to destroy all the nations that come against Jerusalem." Amen. Let's keep in prayer. Stay close to Jesus. And let's be careful out there. Stay aware. Be safe. God bless you. I'll see you soon.